I really did not expect the last video to reach as many people as it did, but since we're here, let's talk about it. So in my last video, I said that I would not allow my child to be around ghetto shit. I made the video because of recent activity that has been all over my news feeds, timelines, everywhere on TikTok. The Frontier situation with those girls, the Pooh Shiesty situation, and then most recently, even though this occurred after the video, this fits perfectly into this category, the shooting at Piedmont Park on 404 Day. Let's start with Piedmont Park. Why are there 8th graders outside at like 10 p.m.? Why are 13-year-olds telling us about a shooting that had just occurred after they were out having fun? That is what I mean about parents not watching their kids, and those are the kids that my kid cannot hang around at all. Okay, let's go back to the Frontier situation. Those girls, I will call them girls, that were on the plane that had an issue. They were put off of the plane. And what was disturbing for me is even when they got off the plane, like you saw them like shaking their ass at the camera and just making it seem like it was everybody else's fault when it was nobody's fault but theirs, that they were getting put off the plane. That is the ghetto shit that I'm talking about, 100%.
Yeah, I saw that video and it was crazy. Embarrassing.
Additionally, the Pooh Shiesty situation, when I say some hood people don't know how to move on, don't know how to, I guess, live a life that doesn't involve the code or drugs, sex, and alcohol, I'm talking about the fact that what Pooh Shiesty went through being in the federal penitentiary, getting out to do something to go right back. We see this every single day in the hood. I mean, everybody knows somebody who has walked that same path. And don't let them be from the projects. Like, that is life. So, yes, I'm talking about those people that have been in the projects for 4 generations strong.
I do want to say this. I know people who've been in prison, and it's a bit more nuanced than just change. Like, change right away. It's a bit more nuanced than that. But I do agree that that's not the point. The point of the conversation, she doesn't want her child around that kind of stuff. But I will say, like, just telling somebody to just change, you know, isn't as black and white as some people make it out to be. But let me let her carry on.
That's the hood mentality that I am protecting my child from, and I hope that
As she
you
should.
are protecting your child from as well. That doesn't mean that I'm perfect or I don't make mistakes. That just means that maybe I've seen things that I don't want my child to see,
Absolutely.
or I've done things that I don't want her to do. So when I say that I don't want my child around ghetto shit, and I'm bringing up things like why does our black community promote those type of things, I am not saying that it is just the black community, which is why I put in my caption, not all blacks. We know that it's not all blacks. However, when I'm opening this app, that's what I'm seeing.
And I think you have to be aware that your app is showing you what you engage with the most. So if you were a, a, a black woman engaging with white culture and the negativities of white culture, your algorithm would show you that as well. So, but I get what she's saying. Again, just trying to bring some balance to the conversation, as well as acknowledging that I agree with what she's saying.
That is also what other people perceive us as. And if I can be a black woman that speaks on behalf of those of us that do not act like that, black men or women that do not carry themselves that way, then why not if I have a voice to do it? Another thing that triggered me is there's a creator on
Another
this
thing.
app named Pepper somebody. But
Never heard
anyway,
of
one
her.
of her videos came across my timeline, and I just kind of went down the rabbit hole, and everything that she's posting about is about black women. And it's a bit obsessive, but what she's saying is black women are lazy. We don't deserve to be hired. We're DEI hires. She's making fun of our kids, our families, our marriages. And I just feel like um,
Sounds like a grifter to me, but
enough is enough with black people being the butt of anyone's jokes, because it's not all black people that act like that, just like in other races.
And they know it. They just get online and still perform because, again, their algorithm, what they're doing is engaging with the people who want to hear that type of stuff. And it's just people approaching these platforms with this honesty. And that's always going to be a thing.
Going down the rabbit hole, it really, really triggered me. I saw these videos about 10 minutes before I made that last video. That really triggered me. And not just because of what she was saying, but because we do put out, I guess, content and videos, or we are always caught in situations where that appears to be true for our community. And it's absolutely not.
Every ethnicity and race is living up to some sort of stereotype. So I get what she's saying. Let me let her finish because, yeah.
I do think that she's completely obsessed with black women, which most people are. Black women are beautiful, talented, smart, and not what we're perceived to be. Just like every other race has one or two people, or maybe a few people that like to show their ass. If I can change the mind or mindset of one or two people, then I'm doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a bunch of comments that says ghetto comes in all races. I 100% agree. However, I'm only addressing the black community because I only have experience being black. There were a few other comments that asked why I addressed black people as my people, again, because I'm black and I'll always be black.
All right.
Overall, the comments were really sweet. Thank you guys for, saying that I'm a great mother. I think so as well. And I hope that my daughter benefits from the precautions that I'm taking today. Also, a lot of you said that you liked my glasses. Thank you. I don't wear glasses. They're not prescribed. This is my face. I hope you like that too. And if you don't,
All right.
oh,
We get the gist of what she's saying. This is what I'll say to this. Sometimes you do have to talk to your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a family. Yeah, you can talk about like, hey, every family got issues, but hey, every family ain't my family. There are times you gotta get to the point and the problem at hand. And sometimes the point and the problem at hand is right there in your own home, in your own family, amongst your own people. And it's easy to kind of run from these. I think what makes it challenging is hearing conversations about black people as a whole. We're already misrepresented in the media. That's not me being a victim. That's just me looking at history and being able to tell based off history we've been misrepresented for years, and the intentionality and gymnastics that it takes for them to ignore the great things that we do, hide them, and not want to discuss it is proof of the misrepresentation and why it's there. So it can be at times triggering for certain people to hear, us talking to us about us. But it's still necessary. Sometimes you got to get that whipping. There's a lot going on in the community that needs to be spoken to. And sometimes what happens is we don't want to hear people saying that publicly. And this is her only platform, and this is how not her only platform, this is her platform, and she chose to articulate her message on the platform. What sometimes people want you to do is they want to have public misconduct, and then they want you to correct them privately. And I think there's a time and a place for private correction, and there's a time and a place for public correction. So I won't get into the nuances of what she's saying because and talk about other ethnicities. I'll keep the main thing. There are situations that happen in the public eye that needs to be spoken to and corrected publicly. The Pooh Shiesty situation, it seems like he's in a bit of a cycle, along with being in the rap industry and his image to live up to, and just the culture all around it. It's just nasty work, and it's not productive, nor is it healthy. And then I don't know the Pepper content creators she was talking about, but those people are grifters to me. They're grifters, and I have no time for that. It's nonsense. I won't make time for it. In terms of those women who got kicked off that airplane, I saw that, and just shameful behavior, and they needed to be corrected, and they needed some public correction too. And I'm glad they got arrested. Shameful. But all in all, I agree with her. You have a right as you should. You have a right, and you should protect your children from nonsense. You should not only protect them, but train them up to be able to make better decisions than you and then the people around them, because it can become a pressure situation, and teach them how to, deal with people on the outside looking at them as if they think they're better just because they're not doing some of the same debauchery as others, or agreeing with it, or laughing at it, or participating in it all together. So kudos to her, man. Kudos to her. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.